cash.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LEARN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LEARN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LEARN.
In Florida, we get storms, and as hurricanes become more intense, our beaches are taking the brunt of it.
That area there is one of the most erosive parts of the entire state of Florida.
Beach erosion affecting our tourism, local businesses, and impacts why so many of us live here.
Because this is a paradise.
Action News Jax investigates the staggering amount of your tax dollars spent on sand. Is your money just being washed away?
And eventually it won't work at all.
The Breach at the Beach. Tonight at 6 on Action News Jax.
When you find out you're pregnant, everything changes. Every choice now impacts a child's future. Research has proven that smoking weed while pregnant can hurt babies. Cannabis passes through the placenta, leading to brain development issues, anxiety, poor academic performance, and physical problems at birth. Any use of THC while breastfeeding is also dangerous for babies. Your child or grandchild's future starts now. Don't put it at risk. Say no to marijuana while pregnant. This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
In a shared vision to rid the community of hatred and bias, the Jewish Community Alliance, JCA, and the First Coast YMCA are proud to announce the second year of the Together Against Hate, Promoting Unity in Our Community evening speaker series. The initiative, designed to educate and inspire a more inclusive community, begins with a renewed effort to ignite unity throughout Northeast Florida. Space is limited, so pre-registration is required. For more details, please visit the Together Against Hate Facebook page or go to fcymca.org to learn more.
Snyderman, could you shoot lasers out of your hands?
Huh? Nope.
Can you talk to fish?
I can't get him to listen.
Can you run super fast?
Bum knee.
Then what makes you a superhero?
Our AC is out.
Duty calls, kids.
Right now, Snyderman is running a special on duct cleaning to make sure the air flowing through your house is fresh and clean. Schedule your duct cleaning today at SnyderAC.com.
Breathe easy, Jacksonville, with Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
If you're getting engaged this holiday season, celebrating an anniversary, birthday, or shopping early for the holidays,
you do not want to miss Beard's Diamonds' incredible 44th anniversary sale.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 44% off.
It's Beard's Diamonds' incredible anniversary sale, going on now until November 30th.
All GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, bracelets, earrings, engagement rings, Rolex watches.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to 44% off.
For over 4 decades, families have been shopping at Beard's Diamonds for the absolute lowest prices. Now, to say thank you, everything in the store is discounted up to 44% off.
Nobody beats Beard's Diamonds prices.
Popping the question on Christmas, New Year's, celebrating a big anniversary, or shopping for the holidays?
Now you can go bigger and save thousands.
Beard's Diamonds will never be beat on price. Believe it.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to 44% off, but only until November 30th.
Beard's Diamonds, the lowest prices guaranteed.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. On a conference call with reporters today, Giants coach Brian Daboll said he spoke with Malik Neighbors last night and again this morning after the star rookie receiver expressed his frustration following the blowout loss to the Buccaneers. He was among the players who did call their play soft. Daboll disputed those claims, said guys played hard, played with effort, just didn't do enough. For Giants ownership, this is bothersome, says ESPN NFL analyst Herm Edwards.
Have a team right now with no rudder and no direction. And players now, some of your star players are starting to sense that. And I think if you're ownership now, you have to sit back and figure out what direction you're going with this football team. Whether you have a GM in place, a head coach in place, what direction do you want this team to go in?
Herm Edwards on Carlin versus Joe. Ravens All-Pro linebacker Roquan Smith with a hamstring injury won't likely play on Monday Night Football against the Chargers, 8 Eastern, ABC and ESPN. NBA Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis plans to make his season debut tonight against the Clippers. He's been out recovering from foot surgery.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio. Turn it up!
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
How y'all doing? Welcome back from the long weekend. And by long, I just mean a day and a half, 2 days. A regular-sized weekend. It felt long for your buddy Aaron. I was hanging out, jet-setting across the country from Jacksonville to Atlanta and back. Not necessarily across the country, Brian.
What's that, 45 minutes?
It's a 45-minute. For the second you're up, you're headed down.
You even get a Biscoff cookie?
I got 3 of them.
Stop playing with me.
Each way.
Stop playing with me.
Somebody alert the media. I might be gaining some weight.
Stop playing with me.
Yeah, because my wife turns it down. I'm like, shh, none of that. Shh. She needs a cookie, too. And then I grab her cookie. And the person next to me, this nice lady on the way there, she saw I had 2 cookies. She's like, would you like mine? I'm like,
no, stranger danger.
I couldn't. I couldn't possibly. Are you just going to throw it out? All right, I'll take that. That's fine. They call me the Cookie Monster in 33B. That's what they call me. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Come for all those biscottis. Is that what they're called?
Biscottis.
Biscotti. I like it. Those are some good tasting cookies now. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of that cookie butter. You ever have cookie butter?
They have a cookie butter, actually.
I didn't realize it was a thing, cookie butter, until my wife introduced it to me a couple of years ago. I was like, it's just peanut butter. She goes, no, you have no idea.
You have none. All right, man.
Excuse me.
Partying a little too hard, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Huh? Wiping your eye?
What a weekend.
You okay?
I'm good. I had a great weekend.
I'm just saying, man.
I flew up to Atlanta to see my favorite band, Manchester Orchestra. They played at a venue called the Eastern. Been in that venue before. You ever been in that venue in Atlanta, the Eastern?
Never heard of it.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
It's really a young person's venue.
Oh.
I say that because there are no seats in the venue. There are seats for the disabled, the differently abled, if you would, Brian. Folks whose legs don't work. Or maybe their hips don't work. My hips don't work. Unless, of course, we're talking about in a very specific location. Maybe not. Okay, there we go. But that being said, I had to stand for the whole show. And then because it's GA, you don't want to get there at the headliner because you're not going to see anything. You got to get there a little bit early so you can do as the kids say. They get up on the rail.
Oh, it's really a rail there.
There's multiple rails on different levels. There's the upper deck. There's the mezzanine. There's the loge.
The mezzanine.
And then the floor.
Okay, man.
Back in my day, I'd be a floor guy. I'd literally, I would be drafting right behind my wife. And my
you were. Now we talking.
Now we are talking. Because my wife, I just point to the front and be like, that's where we want to be. And she's pushing everybody out of the way.
Hey.
No one's starting with her.
Like a fullback.
Like a fullback.
Huh? Like a pulling guard.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just making holes in the line. And there I go squirting through like Saquon Barkley on the way to another touchdown. She's the best like that. I remember when I took her on our engagement road trip also to go see Manchester Orchestra. I took her to a cave in McMinnville, Tennessee.
These people, where do they they find venues, don't they, man?
First of all, the Eastern is very popular.
Cave?
The Eastern is popular in Atlanta, all right? So don't pretend like they're finding some tiny little weird venue.
No, they're finding weird venues. I'm just saying it's not. I didn't say it was tiny. I don't know how big the Eastern is. It sounds like it could hold a good number of people.
About 1,500 people, 1,200
that's
people.
That's a lot of people.
But the McMinnville Cave is interesting. It was a tour of weird venues, so you are right there. They chose venues that you don't normally see a rock show at. This was actually a bluegrass venue in McMinnville, Tennessee. If you've never been, it's an underground cave, 350 feet under the surface. We're in a cave with all kinds of stalactites and stalagmites and underground waterways. You take a tour of the cave grounds, which was awesome. I mean, it was so cool. I saw cave graffiti from the 1800s. It's just cool. We met a cave dog.
Oh, what's a cave dog?
It's just a stray dog that lives in the cave because so many tourists come by and feed it all the time. So he's just like, I think I'm just going to live here now. But anyway, we go to see Manchester Orchestra. That whole venue was GA, like 500 seats, very intimate. But GA, general admission. So very much like some of these airlines, like Southwest, you just get to the seat when you get to the seat. So I looked at my wife and said, look, we both can't be running. That would look uncool. I'm going to saunter in with all kinds of swag.
That boy done dropped 50 pounds. All of a sudden, he can saunter now. Them knees can saunter?
10 years ago.
Yeah, boy.
Now you, my wife, your job is to run in front of every clothesline a few people if you got to.
Hey, man.
Stick out that leg like Jason Kidd on the sideline of a basketball game.
Get the leverage. Stay low. Pad level.
Know what I mean? Do a little hip toss action. Do a little karate.
She work out, right?
She does.
Right,
she goes to boxing class. Yes. So I said, your job is to get us as close to the front as possible. I'll meet you up there.
Man, Aaron Schachter, I tell you this on and off the air. I like the way you run your wife, man.
Listen,
I appreciate her for being coachable. You know what I mean? For being teachable.
I stand on business.
I appreciate the fact that you are willing to coach and teach.
That's right.
In order.
It helps to have a violent wife. Yeah, it does help. And sure enough, she got a second row that day. She really did.
Sure enough.
She really did. Sure enough, she beat everyone down there that she could.
Uh-huh.
I was so proud of her that day.
Good for her.
Anyway,
good for you.
Back to the story.
Okay.
So we're at the Easter, and it's standing room only. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you know about my hips.
I don't know.
I might have just turned 45, but I got the hips of an 85-year-old.
Yeah, you do.
And then on top of that, I was dancing, Brian. Give me my dancing shoes. I was in it. I was feeling it. Jumping up and down, dancing around, shaking that thing.
Did you hit him with the Mark Jackson shimmy? Did you hit him with a shimmy?
Wasn't really a shimmy kind of show.
It's not a shimmy show.
It was more like a fist in the air, scream at the top of your lungs show.
Almost a mosh pit, but not quite?
No almost in that room, buddy.
Okay. Manchester Orchestra.
Well, listen, they're also like a sad band. They sing sad songs really loud. So there is a little bit of a complex texture to it. But, thankfully, those fans don't care what you're singing as long as they get to mosh to it. They're good. And that's what they did. We had a great time. Now, when we took the flight there, Brian, it was interesting. My wife almost got into a flight as we're deboarding.
Almost a fight or flight?
A fight.
Well, yeah, she is violent.
Sometimes, to me.
Sounds like all the time based off these stories, but okay.
So as I stated previously, we're in the middle of the plane, row 33, right? And everyone's getting off the plane. And you've been on enough planes to know when it's time to get off the plane, in a civilized place, you wait your row's turn, and then everyone exits from your row.
It's so easy.
So easy.
It's so easy.
If row 32 got up and left, then the next people to get off the plane should be row 33. And quite frankly, row 33 should be getting ready by around row 30, row 31.
Yeah. You make sure you got all your personal items situated because you got to get your overhead stuff. So, unbuckle.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Gather
Aaron.
your stuff. And, look, if you're one of those weirdos who wants to stand for 10 minutes before you're allowed to get off the plane, that's fine.
It's weird unless you're above 6'3", because sometimes I'm just depending if I got an exit row or not, I'm standing up. I don't care if I'm all the way in the back.
I'm not talking about you standing in the aisle. You're like Shaq in a VW Bug. They need to cut a hole in the roof of the plane for you just to get some breathing air up there. I'm talking about people who if you're in seat A, if you got a window seat in a 3-seat row, and you got 17 rows before they get to you. And you're standing anyway.
Nah, hold on. Where my hotkey at?
Sit your down. You see those people all the time. It's like you can do you. That's fine. But you're going to be sitting there with a crick neck for a little bit. In any case, we're sitting there. We're getting ready to get off. 2 rows in front of us. That would make it, row 31. There might have been some elderly folks who were taking their time. And so row 32 sees this, but is patient and civilized. Row 33, our row, proud to say we saw this, and we're patient and civilized. And then row 34 and back start making a mad dash up to the front of the plane. Like they're about to get lottery tickets or something. First come, first serve to get off this thing.
Now, hold on, Aaron. Hold on. There's one caveat,
right.
I think, where that's appropriate. You guys are running behind, delayed in the flight for whatever reason.
I understand.
And someone's like, hey, listen,
I got to
man.
make a flight. I understand.
Hey, man, sit down. This is your destination.
I get it. And this is Atlanta. It's a giant hub, so lots of people catching connections. We were taking Delta, so I'm sure a lot of people on that plane were trying to catch another flight. But we left 10 minutes early, Brian. We left Jacksonville 10 minutes early. We got there early. They were taking advantage of the olds. And as a young old, I ain't having it.
I'm sorry?
As a young old?
Oh, okay.
As a newly minted young old, my wife certainly wasn't having it. So she does one of these things when she wants to call attention to how people are being gross.
Oh, no.
But she doesn't want to look at a person and go, you're being gross.
Tell me she doesn't do this. Okay.
She kind of turns to me. She goes, can you look at these people? How ridiculous. I'm telling you, she was like 2 feet away from these people. Like they're looking at her, trash them on their way past her to the front of the plane. Oh, it was so funny. I just start cracking up.
I was going to ask you, did you join with the?
This is the thing. This is where I come at the fork in the road, because part of me wants to help because she's not wrong. She's doing the just, noble thing.
Is that okay?
But then there's a part of me that sees how annoyed she's getting, and I want to build off of that.
There you go.
I definitely want to. So I turn. I was like, "Oh, does that annoy you when people do that?"
That's the perfect play. You talking about that's the perfect play.
Does that annoy you? Is this making you upset?
Subtle instigation.
She goes, look at them go. And then suddenly everybody stopped. And then the old people left. And then we all got to get about our business. I thought it was going to be
great birthday
a dicey trip when we started it that way, but it ended up being great. We stayed at this beautiful boutique hotel.
Nice.
It was wonderful.
Really?
Downtown Atlanta.
Okay.
Had a great time. I got a Polestar for an Uber. You ever been in a Polestar before?
Never heard of her.
One of these cool futuristic electric cars not named Tesla. Very cool.
I saw a Tesla truck.
What, a Cybertruck?
Huh?
A Cybertruck.
I saw a Cybertruck. This is my third time seeing one in the past handful of weeks.
Okay.
I was out at the beaches on Friday.
Look at you getting that tan going.
It was like 8 p.m. at night.
Oh,
but okay.
Right.
No, I'm with you. I don't get it. The
Cybertruck.
I don't get it. It's just a status because it can't be the aesthetics.
No. Yes and no.
I don't get
I do
it.
think it's a little bit aesthetics in this. It looks like nothing on the road, right?
Thankfully.
So like you are unique in a sea of cars that look alike that are the same colors. Every car is white, black, or gray, with the exceptions of blues and reds sometimes. And then you see a weird color drive by, you're like, yeah, okay. Cybertruck, it's not so much the color, even though I hate the way the colors look on this thing, just because the metal it's very aluminum foil, dirty aluminum foil looking. So people tend to wrap them.
Yeah, this one wouldn't wrap.
I saw a purple one with like a chess piece, a knight logo on the back of it.
I don't get it, but I guess.
I'm like, okay, no. Just customize. You do you. That's fine, right? Okay. But the shape of the thing, it is a dweeby-looking car. And then me and my wife on the way to the airport, we saw one, and the license plate was some vanity plate. It was like a mothership or something like that. I was like, you're such a
like one. I'm not gonna lie.
dweeb. Stop being a nerd. Just drive the car.
I mean, it's too many 90 and 45-degree angles. Like, I
do appreciate looking different, though. I say the same thing about phones all the time. I won't exactly buy one, but I can appreciate the companies that take a shot on a different looking phone.
Why don't you show the people real quick on the stream how different your phone is than theirs?
My phone ain't that different.
I mean, it's a movie screen.
I'll hold it up with two hands.
It's a whole it's a whole IMAX screen, man.
Yeah, it's dope. And I'll tell you this.
Were you using it this weekend?
Shout out to Ella, my daughter, my 6-year-old, who left me on 3% battery on my tablet when I was about to leave the house. I was like, oh, someone's been using this. I didn't even charge it. I was like, who needs a tablet? I got a tablet.
To be real with you,
I got a tablet. Let me just download these shows off of HBO and hit the plane. It was perfect. Perfect.
Man, Did the pilot wish you a happy birthday? Did you
Did
tell
not.
him?
Delta did, though. Apparently, you can sign into your seat at Delta. I was like, oh, cool. What cool benefits does that offer me? Apparently, all it does is wish me a happy belated birthday. That was it.
Okay.
But the show was great. The travel was easy. Got back yesterday, immediately came to work.
Look at you, man. Hey, listen, people. This is how you make seven figures. This is how you make seven figures. After
How do you do that? I would like to know.
Before vacation, I work. Vacation, I work. There's probably some content there right now for Eagle. I don't know where it's at.
Brian,
There's some content on your trip for
This is
Eagle.
actually how you know you don't make seven figures. The people who make seven figures are no longer doing all that much work.
Oh, man.
It's the people making five figures who go straight from vacation
Don't do that.
to work.
Don't do that. Don't
back
do that.
To work, to work,
Don't
to
do
work.
that.
You can call me laptop class
Don't
all
do
you
that.
want. But if I was making seven figures, nobody's pulling me in on a Sunday for work.
Voice track your okay.
For real.
That's
for
great.
real, for real.
That's great.
Come off of that immediately.
To be more intrusive, were the gifts okay? I won't ask you what you got, but were the gifts okay?
I did get some cool gifts. I got a cool Weezer t-shirt. I love Weezer, right? My mother-in-law, shout out to my mother-in-law, always buys great gifts for me. I'm obsessed with what do you call them? Like air fresheners, scented things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that's.
Well, you've been in my car, right? Like you see, I got a couple of air fresheners in the air vents.
Oh.
Normal people will put one. I got like 2 or 3 going.
Really?
Yeah. I love a good smelling space.
And it's a great place to have a good smelling space. The car?
Yeah, because it's so small and closed in.
Oh, man.
And I like variety. So, like, I may like this smell today, but in a couple of weeks, I want a different smell.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm using those Glade ones you put up on the air vent.
Yeah.
In the past, you use those smelling little Christmas tree hangers over there. I like a good Yankee Candle air freshener. Shout out to Midnight Summer. It's a great smell from them. But there's a company called Pura. They make these air fresheners for the house that connect to your phone. And you can tell it to turn on, turn off, put it on a schedule. You can subscribe to certain scents you like.
All right.
You get one of these catalogs every year with different scents in them. You thumb through it and you scratch and sniff. Shucka, shucka, shucka. This smells delicious. I'm going to buy this. I love all that. So Pura is the house air freshener. I saw one for the car. So I told my wife, I was like, this is something someone could buy me for my birthday that I would never spend money on myself. I would never buy this thing. It's like $50 for an air freshener.
How long does it last?
Well, you switch out the cartridges. So technically it'd last forever, Brian. How could you afford not to get it?
How long is the cartridge last?
No, probably like 15 to 30 days.
Oh, okay.
That being said, like I would never buy that for myself. So my mother-in-law got me that. And then my best friends, if you want to call them that.
Uh-huh.
We went to a baseball game. My fam, their fam, went to a Jumbo Shrimp game this past season. And during the game, of course, my kids are acting up. So I turn around to go yell at my kids who are sitting behind us and tell them to stop jumping around. whatever I abusively yelled at my kids in public. But when I turned around, my wife noticed that I had a significant wedgie going. And so one of my best friends who was sitting next to me sees my wife pull out the camera, and he puts his face next to the wedgie and points at it and smiles. I have no idea that happened. So for my birthday, they gave me that photo framed.
Wow.
And so it's hanging in my office now.
Wow.
Not the office here. That's an HR violation, Brian. I'll have you know.
Wow.
That won't be me.
No.
Won't see me in HR.
Well,
not for that photo.
I'm about to say you got to.
Maybe for other
Thank you for
things.
clearing that part out. Not for that photo.
No,
but
it's hanging in the office at home.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Speaking of HR, Brian, I was thinking about this as we come up on Thanksgiving, as we head to break. I'm thankful for a lot of things this year, but maybe this should be a time of reflection for me. I was thinking maybe before the end of the week, we go through all the people I may have done wrong this year, and I apologize. No?
Sure.
Okay. You're saying no because you think we need more than a couple of days?
I'm saying no because I don't know what's the other shoe to drop with Aaron.
What other shoe?
That's why. Huh?
What other shoe? I would be, for instance, I would apologize to Will Levis for insisting that he has an OnlyFans where all he does is eat mayo in his underwear.
You got to watch your mouth about Will Levis.
I would
after this
apologize.
week. You got to shut your mouth about Will Levis this
so
week.
So I'm saying he would be on the list.
Okay.
Okay.
When I show up in person to get this apology,
I would
man, so watch your mouth.
apologize to Trent Baalke for not only replaying his fart 74 times, but continuing to talk about it when the rest of the Jacksonville media is scared to. I would apologize to all those people. Maybe it might be fun to come up with that list. When we come back, another person I might need to apologize to. We'll hear from Doug Peterson today.
Yeah, but Aaron?
Yes?
FSU, Florida. Tickets.
What about him, Brian?
It's the Aaron Schachter Show.
What? Tell me. Use your words, bud.
I know. I'm telling you, man. The tickets.
Oh, you're saying we've got tickets to give away?
A couple of pairs.
Okay. Had FSU lost to Charleston Southern, would we be giving these tickets away? You're not
paying people. Hey, man, take these tickets.
904-362-9901 if you want to go see UF and FSU. 904-362-9901. A couple of tickets to give away right now. We'll take caller number 5 on the Aaron Schachter Show. Back in a couple of minutes.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly sunny and nice for Monday. Jacksonville's high gets to 74 degrees, and then tonight's mostly clear and not as cold as the last couple of nights with overnight lows down around 50. Then Tuesday's more of the same, just a little bit warmer with daytime highs up into the upper 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's 44th anniversary sale with everything store-wide on sale up to 44% off.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Have you ever heard somebody say they have the highest quality at rock-bottom prices? I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods, and for diamonds, an assertion like that is absurd. It'd be like a banker saying they sold dollar bills for 50 cents. That just doesn't happen in any industry, and people who believe it are always the ones looking for something too good to be true, and they normally find out later it was. In diamonds, when you talk about higher quality with credible diamond grading reports from GIA, AGS, or Forevermark, higher prices mean higher quality, greater rarity, greater value. Now, for a customer to understand that, they can try to learn things on the internet, but it gets confusing because they don't have an expert to ask questions to. The best way to get answers is to come in one of our stores and ask one of our professionals your question and have them explain real diamonds to you. The result will be you'll understand about a diamond's quality, price, and value. So come by and see us at Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, or the shops at Ponte Vedra.
In Florida, we get storms, and as hurricanes become more intense, our beaches are taking the brunt of it.
That area there is one of the most erosive parts of the entire state of Florida.
Beach erosion affecting our tourism, local businesses, and impacts why so many of us live here.
Because this is a paradise.
Action News Jax investigates the staggering amount of your tax dollars spent on sand. Is your money just being washed away?
And eventually it won't work at all.
The Breach at the Beach, tonight at 6 on Action News Jax.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida, it's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? Oh, I I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey guys, Rivalry Week is here in college football, and ESPN 690 is trying to get you to the Florida State-Florida game this Saturday. Now, all you have to do is tune into the Aaron Schachter Show this week starting at 3 p.m. and listen on when to call in for your chance to win tickets to the big game. ESPN 690, your home for Florida State football.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Doing it on a Monday. I was going to say it's a Monday edition on a Monday.
It's a Friday edition on a Monday, I feel.
I mean, it might be a Wednesday edition on a Monday, technically.
Stop playing with these people, man.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. I'll tell you this. I know that the offices are closed Thursday, Friday. I couldn't possibly come in here and do a radio show with the offices closed.
Well, they closed Wednesday at noon. That's what the big boss said.
Oh.
He was like, hey, man, when you come in, it's like a flight from Jacksonville to Atlanta. As soon as you come in, it's time to go.
In that case, I'm not sure what the schedule is going to look like.
Hey, man, you should.
Sorry, Brian.
Some Dayquil, man?
So I got some gunk in my chest.
Yeah, man. All that young people week. Dancing, man.
Yeah. I was just watching a Doug Peterson press conference. It made me a little sick. That's all. A little of the yuck is what's happening. Doug Peterson may be one of those people I got to apologize to. Not necessarily because I said something that was untrue. I don't think I have. I've just been not nice to the man.
What is this?
Not
what
the
is
nicest.
This? What is? I know you're building it into something. I'm sorry, but what is this?
I'm not doing a bit.
You want to apologize to people all of a sudden? Who is this person?
Listen, we're coming towards the end of the year. 'Tis the season of giving. Just trying to be a good person, Brian. Too often, people think I'm not a good person. The other day, I walked to a coworker's office. I stuck my head in the door, and they said, "What are you going to yell at me for today?" That's a true story. I'm like, I'm just talking loudly.
Nah, you be yelling, man. You be yelling, but that's funny. That's funny. Hey, you know what? They're like we're talking about Eminem in the break.
We were.
That's like B Rabbit in 8 Mile.
Okay.
They get to the point before you have a chance to get there. They throw you off your game.
That's true.
What did you yell at them about?
I wasn't yelling. I was just loudly giving them some advice on how to do the thing right that they were doing wrong. That's not yelling.
You are from New York. It could possibly just be your normal volume.
It's just normal volume.
Yeah.
Don't be disrespecting me.
A little bit.
Telling me I'm yelling. How dare you? I'm a man.
I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm fat.
That'll forever be the clip as far as I'm concerned. It's exactly what he said as far as I'm concerned. Let's get to this Doug Peterson press conference. A couple of questions here I'm interested in hearing Doug's answers on, if I'm being real. For instance, I don't think we even played the clip because we were off Monday, Tuesday last week. But during maybe it was the Tuesday presser or the Monday presser, Doug said that they were going to do some changes behind the scenes. And so the astute media collective here in Jacksonville say, all right, Doug, what changes? So I'm going to keep that to myself, guys. Not going to tell you.
See, that hasn't changed.
Not going to tell you. But here's the thing. You knew he wasn't going to fire anybody. Like, no one's getting fired this year. That's not a thing that's going to happen now, likely. Like, it can get worse, I guess. It could get real bad. Have you seen what's going on in New York? Malik Neighbors throwing Brian Dable under the bus.
I was about to say, which New York team?
Oh, man.
Which one?
You know what? This is actually a good point. Let me play this Doug Peterson clip, and then we'll get to the New Yorks, because there is a whole mess going on over there. I'm saying it could be way worse. But they asked Doug Peterson last week, he said all changes were on the table. Have you decided on any of the changes, Doug?
Yes. Any changes that you'll share? Nothing that I'll share at this time. And I personally think that, just to be a little bit more clear on that, it's sort of, I say that to say this, that a lot of these are in-house, and these are things that we focus on as a staff and as a team, and I just don't think they need to be in the open right now.
Okay, fine. I mean, the answer is fine, but I think we need to clarify what kind of changes he's talking about. I see you're not happy with it, but Brian, I think people heard that and they thought maybe behind the scenes there'd be a demotion and a promotion somewhere. Hypothetically, I'm not saying that this was a rumor. Hypothetically, like if you were to make Ryan Nielsen defensive coordinating assistant, promote Chris Richards to coordinator or something like that, or defensive play caller. Very similar to what the Jets did with Hackett. He was still the offensive coordinator. They demoted him, though, and made the pass game coordinator the play caller. So I think people saw that and were like, maybe these are the changes. Maybe the changes Doug is talking about is taking play calling back from Press Taylor. Those things could still have happened. We don't know. I just don't think that's what Doug was talking about. I think Doug is likely talking about the kind of things they're saying to the players or the things they go over in the classroom or in the film study. I think maybe they're talking about different angles to approach things, because I'm not sure what else you're changing week 12 of the season when you're not changing out your coach. You're not changing out your play calling. You're not changing the playbook 12 weeks into the season. These aren't things that you can do realistically. So, like, what is on the table realistically? Not much. Which is why it's kind of a loaded response from Doug in that, of course, the next question from the media is going to be, well, what were the changes? What have you done? And for him to go, none of your business. Well, it's not going to sit well with everybody. Now, maybe Doug doesn't care what sits well with everybody.
Clearly. What do you mean maybe? Clearly. That's fine, I guess.
I mean, he may want to tell and just feel like he can't. I don't know. I assume not. Yeah. I assume like you, he's comfortable with it, right? Either he feels like the job is done, it's a foregone conclusion, and he's playing out the string, or, the other side of that is just as rational, so I don't have to go out and tell you all the team secrets. I'll tell my boss. If my ratings suck, my boss comes to me and goes, what are you going to do about it? I don't think I'd get on the mic and be like, look, just so everybody knows, here are the changes I'm making on the show. So I get where he's coming from in that sense, but I'm also not asking people to come spend hundreds of dollars on me every week. Like, you are asking for an investment from the fans. Think of us as shareholders. We kind of have the right to the update. Now, if you think it's going to hurt your chances to win, I get you not wanting to tell. But stop treating us like we're the enemy.
Hold on. All this secrecy has gotten us at 2-9 right now.
That's a fair point.
Be more open.
That's a fair point. Outside of two easy games, and I realize nothing in the NFL is easy, but if we're talking about the level of competition, it doesn't seem like beating the Patriots is the hardest thing to do in the league this year. So with the exception of two games, you're right, Brian. All the secrecy has led you to nothing. Maybe you should start telling everyone what you're doing. I'm sure he just doesn't want to be questioned on it. Like the rest of us. Nobody wants to be questioned on their job.
Okay.
No?
Yeah, no, it's an accurate statement. But like the rest of us, when the performance is not there, the people who want questions, I guess you were saying that Shad is the guy that gets that kind
That's
of
who he's got to answer to.
versus yeah, but it's special circumstances when you are talking about the money situation, the investment, quote unquote,
the fan investment,
the random fan does.
Sure.
Okay, well, because at a certain point, it isn't just being frustrated with the team, like, and people may say, "Oh, you're digging too deep into this," but at a certain point, it's just like now it's like you just kind of looking down. To a certain degree, I'm telling you, people will be like, now you're just kind of looking down on the fans like it's insignificant. Like, nah, dog, and the words that you may say where the fans are important, like, nah, if the fans are important, then give us some insight. If you don't have the answers, you don't have the answers, right? Not all of them. Some of this is bad luck with the injuries or whatnot, but you don't have all the answers, so that's fine. You can't give us all the answers, and you're right. You shouldn't give us all the answers if you think that it would hurt your chances on the field. But give us some more insight.
Yeah.
I've done enough with doing the understanding of, hey man, I get it. You don't want to, because you want to keep it in house, the brotherhood, or this is the team.
Yeah, he doesn't want to embarrass somebody. Fine.
Someone find Andre Cisco then, because Andre, like, man, forget all that.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
because we're taking these gloves off. Here's the other part of it too. There is a way to not give the answer and explain why, right? Like, Doug can sit up there and be like, look, I would love to tell you. I'd love to sit up here with a bar graph and a chart and bullet points and show you guys literally everything I'm doing differently than I was doing at the beginning of the season. But all of that is the special sauce we're trying to cook here. And quite frankly, it hasn't worked up to this point this season. But if it starts working, the only hope for it is for us to know it and the opponent not to. So I can't sit here and make a press release about it. Come ask me at the end of the season.
It ain't the end of the season right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I'm Doug, I'd be like, come ask me at the end of the season. And then the day after the end of the season, when I get fired, I'll be like, talk to Shad about it. I'm out of here. Out of here. You guys figure it out.
It'll be the first time it's figured out this season.
Yeah, sure. Or in the last season and a half. Update on Trevor Lawrence. Heard a rumor. Was he back at practice today? I got to check Twitter on that one.
Trevor's going to practice today, and then we'll see where it's at from there.
How much is it just based on how much he's able to go throughout the week?
Yeah, it'll just be a toleration thing with him. Yeah.
What else would it be based on? All right. So Trev is tolerating. Look, we know Trev can tolerate pain. I don't think that should be the deciding factor.
Well, okay, what do you think the deciding factor should be, Aaron Schachter?
The deciding factor should be, is the record still 2-9? That's a question. If the answer is yes, then shut the man down. Shut it down. Why? What are you gaining? What are you gaining? I don't get having him out there when he's hurt. Maybe because you have a whole offseason to fix it? Okay. What's the best case scenario having Trevor Lawrence out there? You end the season 7-9. You get a mid-round draft pick. You blow out the entire coaching staff and the general manager. And you start over with no capital? Well, I guess they technically already have cap. They have 10 draft picks. Nonsense. Like, why bother with it? Because Trevor wants to?
Because Trevor needs to.
Because Shad needs to sell tickets? Maybe?
No, because Trevor needs to.
For who?
For Trevor, for the Jags.
Why?
Trevor needs every rep that he can get.
Why? Why this year when it's going to be a completely different roster moving forward?
Because you miss out on the reps that you don't get. Yes, he'll get, let's just pull in random numbers. He's had 2,000 snaps in his career so far. If he played in this next game, he'd get to 2,001. Or if you shut him down for the rest of the year, he gets his 2,001st snap rep next season. Well, the amount of growth that can happen over 6 games, granted.
Separated by an offseason? Meaning, all the time, we see teams finish the year strong, and then we're like, oh, building off the momentum, and then they start the next season with amnesia.
Maybe so, but him as a quarterback, I mean, I know he just got paid. I know I believe in his talent and his ceiling still from the hype coming out in college. And a lot of people have dampened on that. But he still needs to be out there. If there's a chance that he can play and that he can't do further damage, just in general, can't do further damage to the injury that he has, he should play. Let alone for the fact that not just for him, other guys on the team, if you're trying to build, I feel like I made this argument with you, so I apologize if it's a broken record, but other guys are trying to maybe get good film.
Sure, make the team, get an extension,
with Trevor.
All kinds of things that players on this team are trying to do. Not even that. Audition for the next coaching staff. I mean, Malarkey said this with Brent and those guys on their show. He's like, look, when I took over for Wisenhunt, I looked at the last 6 games. He goes, I want to see who's giving up. I need to know who I'm dealing with. So fine, like those guys will put stuff on tape. You could do that without Trevor.
No.
You could.
Yes, in the technical sense, you can get tape when Trevor's not the quarterback. Do you have the best chance of, one, getting the best that you possibly can from an offensive point of view, especially without Trevor on the field? No. And then, two, that continuity aspect, regardless if we believe that momentum can transfer from one season to the next, is a very real thing. These guys need reps together. And on top of everything else, Aaron, listen, I understand. I was initially in the camp like, if I was Trevor, I'd be like, hey, guys, give me my headset and my clipboard. I'm shutting it down. I'm not quitting on y'all, but I'm not dealing with all this right here.
If Trevor says it, he is quitting on them.
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody else.
But now I'm just like, hey, man, you are the face of the organization. You're the quarterback. You're the $250, $60, $75 million man. You are the guy. And this is the guy you presented yourself to be, by the way.
When you're in that 275, sure.
Well, just in general, that's Trevor was playing all these games. I mean, I feel like last season when he first missed like one of his an NFL game, like I think he takes pride in being able to play like most guys do in this league. But Aaron, you've got to play if it's possible, and you're not going to further injure yourself because you're just out there. Not if you get hit wrong, not if you do something else goofy to your leg, but if you're just out there and you can play up to the kind of close to the best of your ability, you need to be out there.
Kind of close. Okay.
Well, Aaron,
because a couple of things happen. Couple of things happen. Number one, if he is in pain and he is playing hurt, whether he wants to or not, it is like a proven fact you will try and overcompensate for the injury. He'll either guard it or he'll have to change his body motion or something. So now you're risking yourself in another area of the body.
Right.
Number two, sure, it's important for these guys to play together, even more so for some position groups like offensive line. But consider that some of these groups are going to be completely remade for next season. Your offensive line may have 2 to 3 new people on it, or at least playing new positions. You know Ezra Cleveland is back at left guard. You know Mitch Morse is back at center. The rest of it is up in the air. Anton could either be at right or left tackle. Walker Little could either be there or not. Brandon Sheriff could either be there or not. So getting those guys to play together, I don't know if it's as important anymore. All right, the same could be said about a few of those position groups. Nobody wants their own team to throw in the towel except for when you feel like you've got no hope left. Now, granted, the players, the coaches, the front office, the team, they don't want to throw in the towel, and they shouldn't, I guess, want to throw in the towel. You want a team that wants to fight. But we asked this last week. I'm going to ask it again. What are we really playing for here? What are you really marching Trevor Lawrence out there for? What is on the line? You could actually do real damage out there with him. Maybe not so much to the AC joint on his left shoulder. But really, you're going to put him in there against a hapless Jets team? And God forbid he hurts himself significantly? By the way, in terms of those snap counts, rookie year, 1,076 snaps. Playoff year, 1,229 snaps.
12,000. Did they get to the Super Bowl?
12,000. They got to Super Bowl
Overtime.
3 times. 2023, collapse year, injury year. Jeez. 1,046 snaps. Same as rookie year, 1,076. This year he's got 517, Brian. Like, what are you trying to prove out there?
It's not about proving. It's not about being a tough guy.
Like, if you believe he's the guy and you have to, you already paid the kid. And protect him. You're not clawing your way back from 2-9. Not a thing. Not at this point, not with the people in front of you. When we come back, we'll hear more from Doug Peterson. 904-362-9901. Am I a complete jackass for suggesting this? Please let me know. 904-362-9901 on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. It's a big AFC matchup coming up this week from Los Angeles, and it's a battle of the brothers. The 7-4 Baltimore Ravens, coached by John Harbaugh, traveling west to take on the 7-3 Chargers, coached by Jim Harbaugh. Join Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner and me for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Jacksonville's home for Monday Night Football is right here on ESPN 690.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PEC to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PEC to 321-321. That's PEC to 321-321.
Hey, boss. How's it going?
Just dandy. Been running errands today. Let's see. I've been at a large warehouse, a hospital, and a shopping plaza. You want to know what they all had in common?
They all had safe touch security systems?
Well, how'd you know I was going to say that?
Because it's what you do. You complain about safe touch.
Whatever. But did you know they're protecting things like big warehouses and stuff now?
Yeah, big business, small business. They're all lining up when they find out Safe Touch is offering up to 50% off a state-of-the-art security system.
What are you, on Lester Jackson's payroll now?
Sorry, boss. Just dropping the facts on you.
Well, go leave your dropping somewhere else. And find me another business that doesn't have Safe Touch.
You got it, boss.
No alarm system gives you peace of mind like Safe Touch. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Special pricing is for a limited time only. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
In Florida, we get storms, and as hurricanes become more intense, our beaches are taking the brunt of it.
That area there is one of the most erosive parts of the entire state of Florida.
Beach erosion affecting our tourism, local businesses, and impacts why so many of us live here.
Because this is a paradise.
Action News Jax investigates the staggering amount of your tax dollars spent on sand. Is your money just being washed away?
And eventually it won't work at all.
The Breach at the Beach. Tonight at 6 on Action News Jax.
Have you added a new puppy to your family? Forever Vets now has puppy socials every month to help your fur baby get used to the other puppies in a safe and secure environment. Parents stay for the social, and Forever Vets trained vet techs will be there to answer questions. Forever Vets will also provide a puppy goodie bag and pup cups for your fur baby, along with some great discounts on services. All puppies under 1 year old with appropriate up-to-date shots are welcome. You must sign up in advance, so visit forevervets.com to get more info on how to register. That's forevervets.com.
Best Bet is #1. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjax.com. That's bestbetjax.com.
Hey, you.
What's good, my boy?
Connect with us on Instagram. Search for @ESPN690Jax and check out the latest sports news. We're ESPN 690.
What?
We are ESPN 690.
As long as we tracking.
Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. It's frustrating, obviously, when the team is having a bad season like this. But there are still things we as fans could be watching for. But they've actually got to happen, right? Like, you can watch the Jaguars and be like, man, I would be excited if Brian Thomas Jr. finished the year with 1,000 pass yards received. But the problem is that if you only target the man 3 times a game and he's only catching 20 or 30 yards, ain't going to hit the 1,000-yard milestone. Maybe that's why you want Trevor in the game. Because he was one of the lone bright spots in this very dark, very depressing season. Is it as bright if he finishes the year with 700 or 800 yards? Still impressive. You'd rather the 1,000-yard season, though. I would. What's he at now? He's at 689 yards.
That's incredible.
With a lot of games to go. You go, okay, no doubt about it. He's going to cross 1,000 yards. But Brian, his last couple of games, 2 of his last 3 games, he's been under 50 yards. His last 2 games, he's been targeted 4 times. That was coming off an 8-target game against Indy, a 9-target game against Houston, and a 9-target game against Buffalo. 4 times for your number 1 receiver. Granted, you got a guy in Max starting the game. It's not really his offense, so he's just trying to move the ball. A lot of that depends on, getting the ball out to the flat and hitting these running backs on these short passes, making sure you have these high probability. But how are you not scheming Brian Thomas into those? Man can move. He's got some jets. It's going to be tough to get him past 1,000 yards, getting him 47 a game for the rest of the season. It's actually hard to believe he's only had 1 game over 100 yards. He went for 122 against Indy in that game. 5 catches, 122. Had that 85-yard bomb.
Man.
6 touchdowns is no slouch either. Sorry, 5 touchdowns.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't want to inaccurately report it. So I don't, you want to find things to root for. You want to see Josh Hines-Allen get some more sacks because he's getting all these pressures. You want to see Trayvon Walker go ahead and take another step forward from last season. Kind of spent all that capital people were feeling at the end of last season, don't you think? It's kind of plateaued on Trayvon a little bit this year as far as fan love. I really thought he was going to step forward this year. Not that that's on Trayvon. I think the whole team has had a disappointing year. Fine.
Trayvon, in reference to Trayvon?
In reference to him stepping forward and moving past last year, too. Like a 3rd straight year of progression. I don't know if you call this year a full-on year of progression.
No.
No.
That'd be an interesting topic to debate. I think that he's probably one of the lone bright spots.
Well, I'm not saying he's been disappointing. I'm not saying he's having a bad season. I'm saying rookie year to last year was a significant step forward. I was hoping to see another significant step forward this year. I called it in the preseason. I thought it was going to happen. I thought he'd eclipse the 10 sacks. I thought he'd be up there with Josh Hines-Allen in terms of a threat coming from the edge. I thought the addition of Eric Armstead would supercharge that whole effort. That's not what we've seen happen. What part of Trayvon's game do you feel has been better this year than last year?
Well, as far as pacing, up until a couple of weeks ago, and I have to get it in front of me right now, he was top 10 in sacks. But again, granted, that was a handful of weeks ago. I'm not quite sure where he stands right now. And I mean, he was playing at a level where
he's got 7 sacks.
Okay. So if you're basing that off of last year, I mean, I think, you brought it up last week. He came on like gangbusters towards the end of the season last year to get to the 10-sack mark. And this one has been much more a steady progression. We have, multiple games throughout the year where he's been showing up in numbers that people actually hate to say care about, but the ones that even the casual person knows. How many sacks do you have versus how many pressures or, things of that nature? Do you take on double teams? Do you open things up for other guys around you? So, I think as an entirety of this season for Trayvon, for me, I would say, I think that compared to last year, it's showing up better even at this point in the season. But it would be an interesting debate if, especially if he stays at 10 sacks, if he gets to 10 sacks and stays there.
Yeah, last year he had 5 sacks going into week 14.
Mm-hmm.
And then in his last 4 weeks, he had 5 sacks. 1 against Baltimore, 1 against Tampa, 2 against Carolina, 1 against Tennessee. He was putting pressure on the quarterback all through the season, but he really got home in those last 4 games. If he were to do that again this year, he'd end the season with over 12 and a half sacks, which sounds like a great year for Trayvon. Double digits, improvement on the 10. I was just hoping to see it spread out a little bit more. That's not necessarily what we got this year.
Aaron, do you know, because Trayvon, he looks like he's 13th or tied for 11th. I'm trying to do the math right here in sacks right now. Do you want to know who's 9th in sacks? Am I reading this right? Who's 9th in sacks right now? In the league.
In the league.
In the NFL.
Who do you got?
Name. You know this name.
Okay. Give me a hint.
Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. He's been in the league 9 years. He started with Jacksonville. He went to the Cowboys.
He started with Jacksonville, went to the Cowboys. I kind of think I know. Was this player a disappointment in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Was it Fowler?
Yeah, Dante Fowler Jr.
Is 9th in the league this year?
He has 8.5 sacks.
Where is he? Is he?
Washington, the Commanders.
Oh, the Commies. Okay.
He has 10 tackles for losses, an interception, a forced fumble, a touchdown.
Shout out to Dan Quinn.
Yo, man, what kind of deal did he make with some shady figure at a crossroad? What's going on around here, man? Oh, man, we got to get the break. Goodness,
yeah, you're late. You're sitting here talking about signing his soul away. You're signing your soul away.
That dude, I ain't getting nothing.
You didn't get nothing for it? You got me, buddy. Not worth it. I understand.
Dante Fowler Jr. Wow.
Let's get him back. Let's see. Let's give him a call.
Yeah,
hey, buddy, you want to come back? That's Washington. Who likes Washington?
It's
not even a state. What are you hanging there for?
They don't even play in D.C.
You know, impress the politicians. Oh, we got no tax here. Come to Jacksonville. No?
Dante Fowler Jr., huh?
Man.
Good for him. Jeez.
One of a few who left Jacksonville and went on to some success.
They just get better.
Shout out to Quincy. Quincy Williams.
Oh, yeah.
That's my guy.
The Jets.
904-362-9901 on the Aaron Schachter Show. If you want to jump into the 4 o'clock hour, originally, Brian only wanted to do an hour today. I said, no, Brian. It's not how we're going to do these things. We got to give it to the people. People. You're welcome. Back in a couple of minutes.
In Florida, we get storms, and as hurricanes become more intense, our beaches are taking the brunt of it.
That area there is one of the most erosive parts of the entire state of Florida.
Beach erosion affecting our tourism, local businesses, and impacts why so many of us live here.
Because this is a paradise.
Action News Jax investigates the staggering amount of your tax dollars spent on sand. Is your money just being washed away?
And eventually it won't work at all.
The Breach at the Beach. Tonight at 6 on Action News Jax.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. At his Monday press conference, Giants coach Brian Daboll said he does not believe there was a lack of effort from his team in the loss to the Buccaneers, even though some players, rookie receiver Malik Neighbors among them, described their play as soft. He said he wished the frustration stayed in-house, but understands they'll work hard to get things fixed. Ownership recently said both the coach and GM likely return for New York next season. That would be a mistake, says Unsportsmanlike co-host Chris Canty.
John Mara, he's got to be out of his mind if he keeps Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen, because the team has clearly quit on both the head coach and the general manager. They're all the way out.
From ESPN's Adam Schefter, Ravens linebacker Roquan Smith, hamstring injury, likely out against the Chargers. Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern, ABC and ESPN. Alyssa Nair, one of the greatest goalkeepers in U.S. women's national team history, has officially announced her retirement from international soccer. NBA Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis plans to make his season debut tonight against the Clippers, 5 months after undergoing foot surgery.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift, or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Bueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida, it's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? Oh, I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air & Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Wenner is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had 0 losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Toyotathon is on at Arlington Toyota. Right now, get financing as low as 0% on select new Toyota models. 0%. Plus, you get Arlington's 60-day exchange program and lifetime warranty with your new Toyota purchase. That's unlimited time and miles. Toyotathon is on. So get to Arlington Toyota and save today. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full details.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show on a Monday. Late November Monday. 904-362-9901. Phone bank starting to fill up. I see you on hold, Kilkenny. I know Brian's also wrapping up, talking to the Cumberland Federal Correctional Facility. Sounds like we may have a prison report inbound as well. And we've got more to talk about, including Diana Rossini, who I love and respect as a reporter. I think she's great at what she does. Working for a great outlet, by the way, over at The Athletic. Suggesting the Jags should possibly trade Trevor Lawrence to the New York Jets. For what? For what? What do they got? What are you getting? Because if it's not everything and some stock in Johnson & Johnson, turn that bus around. Turn it around.
People just be talking, man. I'm convinced.
She thinks she's got a point. We could dive into it in a little bit, but before we get anywhere else, Brian, we got to go to Cumberland.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you want.
Order in the court. The Prison Report.
Naya, welcome. How you doing, man?
Whoa, man, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
How you living? How was your weekend? How did you celebrate my birthday is really what I want to know.
Oh man, with a whole bunch of toilet wine, man.
Cool.
Straight up.
Glad to hear it. Man. What's going on, man? What are you looking forward to this week? You guys get to do a nice Thanksgiving in the cafeteria or what?
Yeah. No, you know, this jail, we don't walk up to the child hall. You know, we just they bring trays to your door.
Oh, no doubt.
So yeah, after COVID hit, they just stopped walking up. Give us more rec time in the rec hall. So
that's cool.
Yeah. But my main thing is I'll be up there in the kitchen. You know, I work in the kitchen, so
that's right.
I'll be doing the big up there.
Yeah, that's why I thought maybe they do the lunch line up there, and then you'd be cooking turkey this week instead of some other kind of slop.
Oh yeah, big turkey. Everything came in last week. So yeah,
all the fixins. Huh? What do you think is your favorite Thanksgiving fixin'?
What, in here or out there?
Give me both. Give me out there. I'm curious.
The candy yams, man. That's my favorite.
That's some good stuff right there. Some dinner sweets.
Yeah, mixing the yams with the macaroni and cheese, right? You know, that's where it's at.
This is avant-garde by you right here. This is innovative.
Yeah. In here, right? This stuff, man, I would say the best thing is the turkey, though, for real.
Really?
With cranberry sauce on it, man.
I feel like cranberry sauce is very underrated. You could pretty much slather cranberry sauce on almost anything and make it eatable or edible.
Yeah. Go ahead and put that thing on. Some turkey, some cranberry sauce, some two slices of bread, man. Whatever, man. Eat it with the lettuce, tomatoes, whatever, man. That don't matter.
Here's what I don't understand.
One thing I don't like, though.
Go ahead.
All right. I don't like that they give us what it's called, pumpkin pie. It's a sweet potato pie in here.
You don't like pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie?
Tragic.
What?
They playing with y'all in there. They playing with y'all right now, man.
Why don't you guys like it?
Yeah, ain't no question they playing with us, man. It's not. It's a distinctive taste. Everybody don't like that stuff, man.
You can't
get
with
thing,
the
they give us
pie.
our pie fresh out the freezer. Nah, man. But I'm gonna eat it though. I'm gonna eat it. But before they switched to this new company that they had, we was getting Sara Lee's sweet potato pies. They switched it now to some off-brand pumpkin pie.
Huh?
Yeah.
How dare they?
Yeah, man. Ain't no question.
That sucks,
I talked to
man.
the guy, the big man that run the kitchen. He said that he gonna go ahead and he said it's too late for this trip right here. He said, but Christmas, they'll see what they can do. But
still hope for it. Yeah.
Pies,
Oh, man, stop playing with us out here,
There's
man.
budget issues, not just radio, Brian. Everywhere's got budget issues right now. Even in the prison.
Well, talk to the warden. Talk to the warden. He eating okay?
Man, you already know they is, man. But you know what? They still come in here, man, act like they don't got no food out there, man. They want to eat all our food in here.
It's like, don't you have
Real,
your own
man.
line to go wait on, warden? You got to take some of our food? That's
Come
funny.
on, man. Straight up, man. They eat all our good food up in here, man. Yeah. Like they don't got nothing going on up there.
Man, I can't imagine.
But look, though, man, it's rough, bro. It's rough. Straight up, it's rough. But, you know, Christmas and Thanksgiving is the best time for us to go ahead and get our grub on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely coming out that kitchen, man, packed up like a mule, man. Straight up. Yeah.
You got to build yourself a second hump. Store it in there.
Yeah.
Some dudes be
Yeah,
hiding
you
some
already
pie
know,
under their
man.
pillow. They could thank Naya for it because he's not having an extra slice.
Oh, yeah, straight up, man. Yeah, we gonna have it all, man. But the worst thing about it, let me tell you this, though, man. Like, guys got to be careful who they get their stuff from, man.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm talking about, man. The places guys go put that food, man. Jeez.
No.
Like, yeah, they just trying to get out.
You know what that's
man?
like? You don't know much about you don't know about all the memes, Naya, because you've been locked up for a little bit. So, but out here there are all kinds of jokes on the internet, pictures and videos, and make fun of people. And one of the trends they talk about, you can't go eat at somebody else's house because you don't know the weird habits they do in their kitchen or with their plates and stuff, how they wash their dishes. Suddenly you go over someone's house and you see they cut bread in the bathroom or something like that. You're like, I can't eat in this place ever again.
Right. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this quick story real quick.
All right.
So there's one cat, man. His name Big Butt Buck. You feel me? Now he was working the kitchen.
Yeah.
And this was some years ago. So it's chicken night. So only got one slice on my tray.
All right.
And he come back from the kitchen like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Let me get no 4 pieces. So I get him. So next thing you know, like the next day, I'm like, yeah, boy, I bought my chicken for $1, boy. He's like, no, why you do that? I'm like, what's up? Well, who had it cheaper? It was like, man, you ain't never supposed to buy nothing from him, man. So I'm like, man, why you ain't put me down? They said, I ain't never know you was gonna buy nothing from him. Until I started working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Man, I seen how this dude smuggled that stuff back, man.
Oh,
Made
no.
me want to Earl, man.
Oh,
Couldn't
no.
believe it.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
I couldn't believe it.
No, thank
I
you.
couldn't believe it. Yeah. Hey, you live what you learn, man.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, man.
No,
Straight up.
thank you. Yeah. I'll take a pass on that one. I'll take a pass on that one.
Hey, well, look. Let me tell you this. I agree with you, though, Aaron, man, about, I'm going to say, let go ahead and put Trevor on the shelf.
Yeah, put
We don't got
Trevor on
nothing
the
to play
shelf.
for,
Give
you
him
know
some
what I'm
pumpkin
saying?
pie or something. Let him sit.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. We don't got nothing to play for. We're 2-9. We ain't winning nothing, man. We ain't making no run. And I made a bad take one time. Well, not a bad take. I got to go back on what I said, man. And I usually don't go back on things that I say, but this one right here, I'm gonna go back on. I said we shouldn't take Travis Hunter with our first pick.
Now you think they should,
Travis
huh?
Hunter now.
Now you think they should. Why? What changed your mind? His performance against KU?
I was saying we need dogs on our team.
Okay.
We need dogs on our team.
All
What
right.
I seen Saturday, you know, he just a playmaker. He almost had 2 interceptions diving for the ball.
Yeah.
Then he argued, he yelled at Shador, told Shador, give me that ball, man. Throw me the ball.
That's right.
Shador throwing the ball, being that touchdown. Like, these are the guys that we need, man. Guys that go hold other guys accountable and not afraid to get up in your face, man. And they go do the thing, man. He's special. And if you go willing to make guys really, cornerbacks not really diving for interceptions. This guy dives for interceptions. We seen him make hella plays all the time.
Yeah.
And I just think he's just a 101, man. He's just a 1 of 1. So, yeah, go ahead, man. Take them, and then we take overline with the other picks.
All right, I feel you, Nia. You know what? I haven't come around on Travis Hunter yet. I do think his performance this past weekend was impressive. I do think that the NFL talent's a little bit different than the talent at KU or Nebraska, but we'll see. We'll see when he gets to the second level. A lot of scouts say he'd be better as a corner in the NFL than a wide receiver, but I'll tell you what we miss, Nia. We miss what Jamal Agnew used to bring to the table for this team. We thought we were getting that with Devin Duvernay. We haven't seen it this year. That could be for a whole load of reasons, but having one of those special players that plays corner, but you can draw up a few little special gimmicks for him on offense, that may be something we want, man. So I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I'm not completely against it.
You're right, man, and that's what he could do. He could come in and play some slot receiver for us, like you say, how Jamal Agnew did.
Yep.
So most definitely he put him on the opposite side of Tyson Campbell. You know what I'm saying? And then what we need, bring him in on the third wide receiver tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it though, bro.
All right.
I definitely had to get this call in because I don't know. Y'all ain't gonna have no show Friday, man. So I had to holler at y'all boys.
Appreciate you, Nia. Thank you for the call, man.
All right, man. Have a nice holiday,
See
man.
ya.
Both of y'all, man. Y'all boys stay up, man.
Yeah. One. Nia knows. He knows. He sees the end of the week coming right at us fast. He's like, there is 0% chance, zero, that Schachter and Middleton are going to be doing a show on Friday. He ain't wrong.
But you know what will happen Friday, Aaron Schachter?
What's that?
NFL Black Friday game. The Raiders heading out to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. We start coverage right here, 2:30 p.m. So still tune in.
Okay.
Even though you won't get the greatness of one Aaron Lamont Schachter.
You also won't be getting the greatness of one Dan Kilkenny, who joins the Aaron Schachter show right now. Welcome back, Kill.
Why, thank you. Yeah, I gotta totally agree with him. I mean, it's the way I see it. I've been saying this for several weeks now. Is go ahead, have Trevor get whatever surgery. I mean, he doesn't even have to have a surgery. Just say that he got a surgery, and then put a sling on him and have him stand over there with a clipboard. Because, yeah, I know this world is an instant gratification type world, and they want wins now. And I would love to have some wins, but they're going to be meaningless wins. And so get that first pick. And we got 3 first picks in 5 years. So what? Who cares? It's what's going to be best for the team in the long run, because what happens this week or next week or whatever, it isn't going to make any big difference as far as the team for the next 5 years. But if we can get that first round pick, that first overall pick, trade it to the Giants, who are obviously extremely desperate right now.
Desperate.
Oh, they might give you even more than you even ask for.
God forbid the Jags win a trade. Come on.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
It'd be nice.
Do they have any good offensive linemen that they can throw in with that trade?
You know what? They have one of the worst offensive lines in the league, but there might be pieces that they actually do have 1 or 2 good ones. I just don't think they trade them.
Yeah, I could always dream.
They got some bad ones. They got who'd they take who was yelling at the fans? His name is escaping me right now. I got to look up the offensive line of the New York Giants. Was it Evan Neal or was it the other kid from New York? God, one of the offensive linemen they took early last year was struggling. And he just, instead of saying, hey, man, I'm putting my head down going to work, he's like, the fans are stupid and don't know anything. And then he got benched.
That is one of the most New York stories I've ever heard.
Oh, my God. No, well, you want to know New York's story, you got to take a look at what's happening with my Jets, man. Holy smokes. But before you even get there, did you see what Diana Rossini was saying, Dan?
Yes, and it makes no sense.
Diana Rossini suggested in her article that maybe in the offseason, if the Jags really want to start over from zero, certainly the Jets are on their way to doing so, that maybe the Jets can get a trade from the Jaguars where they pick up Trevor Lawrence, and I'm assuming would have to give up like 3 first-rounders for him or something.
I mean, that he would end up where he should have been to begin with, but...
That is accurate. Thank you to Frank Gore for screwing that one up for the Jets, but okay.
But it makes no sense. He doesn't have enough equity built up. I mean, anybody who's looking at him and going, I'm going to build my team around him right now, it makes no sense. I mean, he is the type of quarterback. You got two different main kinds of quarterbacks. You got your quarterback that has to have everything right to be able to make the beautiful throw, and then you have your guys that are your Mariotas and your I can't believe I'm blanking on his name out there in Kansas City. But, you got these guys that are the athletic, run around, throw it behind their back and off their back, both feet off the ground and everything. Trevor's not that guy. He's the guy that needs to be planted properly, aimed properly. Everything needs to be right. And so maybe in the off season he can do some of these off course throws. And that would make him better, and that would be fantastic. But right now he's just not that guy. But I do have I do propose a bet for you, Aaron.
All right.
Coming up, we have the Jets and the Jags. If the Jags beat the Jets, I say we finally get to see said video of dance competition.
I'm not afraid to show this video. I'll show it even without the loss. That's fine. I'll take that bet. What happens if the Jets beat the Jags?
Well, I've heard this for like 3 years now. Bring in the video. You're not worried, and it hasn't happened. So I figure if we put something on there, I don't know. I'm figuring, Brian's going to be our representative, for the other side.
Okay.
So some kind of video or something that,
Brian.
Competition.
Yeah, man.
You ready to be the representative?
Sure.
All right. Here's the thing, Dan. It's not that the video is embarrassing for me. It's that I don't think it's an interesting video. It's not really great. You need to hear the audio to hear it, which we can play it easy enough on the radio. It's just I wish it was more funny or fun or embarrassing. It's just me crushing it at a dance competition.
If you don't think it's radio or streaming worthy,
I can just tweet it. Sure.
Throw it on the gram.
All right. Maybe I'll do that. Either way, if I lose, that video's going up, and then I'll try and figure something out that either you or the Jags fan collective or Brian will have to suffer if the Jets win. We'll figure that out. That's a good idea, actually, coming up.
I like.
Back to the Giants' offensive line for a second, because the tackle that I think everyone loves out there is Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, who really, out of Georgia, plays at like an all-pro level. Evan Neal was the guy who yelled at all the fans. Evan Neal's actually having a decent year, at least run blocking. Pass blocking, maybe not so much. Evan Neal came out of Alabama, if you don't remember. But, they got some decent tackles. They've dealt with injuries on that offensive line. And then at a guard on the offensive line, they've got a few pieces there as well. They got Greg Van Roten, who's not playing tremendously, but, 30 out of 77. And then John Runyon, who maybe back in the day might have been a much better guard than he is today. What's John Runyon's age right now? He's only 27 years old. He certainly is playing worse than he had been a little earlier on. Not too much to pick off that carcass if you're looking at players in return for that first pick. You may want to focus on their secondary instead. You drafted Deonte Banks last year. I'm not sure how that's been working out for them.
Do they have any linemen that are not signed up for ARP yet?
They've got a couple.
That would be fantastic if we could get one of those.
It's interesting because there are so many things the Jaguars need to do this offseason. And to Rossini's point, if you trade Trevor Lawrence, you do at least amass the tools to make these drastic changes in the way that the Texans did. You might remember the Texans were coming off of 3-13 when they switched out the coach and then traded the entire future to pick up a second first-round pick and go back-to-back in the first round at the top of the draft to take C.J. Stroud and McDonald.
But their quarterback was showing a lot of promise, and everybody was really hot to trot for him. Where unfortunately, there are not so many for Trevor right now.
I think Trevor could still pick up a couple of first-rounders if he gets traded, absolutely.
Yeah, he could. I'm just saying he's not going to get the same haul,
You're not wrong.
But it would be nice.
But I guess my point is that in a good draft year where you do have a strong quarterback class and a strong offensive line class, neither of which are being scouted as good this year, I think it's a different scenario. I think in a year like this, it is very Jags-like for them to have the first pick in the draft, or at least be in the pole position for the first pick in the draft, and be looking at the top player in the draft, for lack of a better term. I'm sorry to all the Travis Hunter fans out there who think he's amazing. I understand the kid's talented, But the allure at the top of the draft for him is about his gimmick nature. It's not because he's going to be an all-pro corner or an all-pro wide receiver. It's the personality, it's the superstardom, and it's the fact that this dude is doing something special. It's very different from, say, a Shohei Ohtani who plays both ways and dominates both ways. He's going to win the MVP as a DH the first time this ever happened, or he's won the MVP as a DH the first time it's ever happened. He wins Cy Young as a pitcher. That's not what you're talking about in Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter isn't going to win Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. That's not how that's going to work for that kid.
And it's not even just the quarterback class. I mean, there are only a handful of players out of all of college football that I'm even hearing a whole lot of talking about. In the last couple of years, we've heard all kinds of, all the
generational this, generational that. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, everywhere. We got, like a running back out of Boise State, That's not going to go that high, so.
I hope he does. I hope we see a return of the running back. You're seeing a lot of teams. Look at the Eagles. You're seeing a lot of teams who are relying on the run this year, and they're doing some good work out there. Look at the Ravens.
And that's my big argument whenever people are like, oh, well, this is a passing league. No, it is a league that does the opposite of whatever everybody else is going to defend against.
Yeah.
You build up big, strong, slow guys that are going to stop the run, and so you start throwing it over their head. But now that everybody's been throwing it over everybody's head, we got all these fast, long, lanky, DBs and safeties and everything. All right, run it up the gut because there isn't anybody that's going to be strong enough to stop them.
Yeah.
It's really simple, but, yeah, it would be fantastic, to be able to get somebody with power, and to watch some of those, I've only seen some highlights out of him because I don't really watch a whole lot of college. But, to see some of those tackles that he's just blowing up.
Just breezing past these guys, arm tackling, yeah.
My God, it's like I love Etienne. Love him. He seems to be a really good guy, but you bump him and knock him off balance, and there he goes. And unfortunately, there's some of the times that he thinks he's going to get hit, and so he braces for the hit, and then he doesn't get hit, and that throws him off balance, and down he goes. It just, I don't know. Unfortunately, I think Urban actually had the right idea when he said ETN was going to be spread out wide more than he was going to be in the backfield.
And no one ever questioned Urban Meyer's offensive prowess, at least in college. They certainly did in the NFL. But, it's not like he's a dumb offensive mind. So to give him credit for that, I don't think is a stretch. He can be an offensive innovator. But to your point, it's not like they drafted ETN to be an up-the-gut running back. You kind of knew when you got him, he was an elusive guy. He's a hard-to-catch guy. He's got home run ability and home run speed. He's a great pass catcher. But you don't go after a guy like Tank Bigsby if you think ETN can take contact behind the line of scrimmage and still gain 15.
Exactly. And why we haven't embraced having both of them on the field at the same time, it spread one of them out. And then have them run across, and then now you have the defense sitting there going, oh, no, is ETN going to have a full head of speed and hitting the edge on us over here? Nope, it's Tank on the other side. Wait a minute, No,
it's just a dump off to the flat for the 14th time today.
Right, it's something, but at least get us some positive yards and give the defense something to be concerned about.
Yeah.
Like we were talking a couple weeks ago. What in the world is the defense concerned about? They're not. They're lining up, licking their chops, and doing whatever they want to do.
Really, whatever they want. Most games now against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Appreciate the call, Dan.
Hey, have a good one.
Thank you, man. He's not wrong. Not wrong. It's troubling, man. You got a lot of work to do in the offseason if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. You don't even know who's going to be doing it. Like, that work's already been started. And then the people making those suggestions, doing that scouting, you don't even know if they're still going to be with you when you make the pick. Something to be said there.
Yeah.
Do the Jaguars need to hire a football consultant or a consulting firm? That's what the Jets just did. I don't know if you saw that headline out of New York. A team that is just absolutely not able to get out of their own way. Drama upon drama upon drama. And now a new headline to throw on the pile. We'll talk about it when we come back on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690. Cool temperatures to start Monday, but it won't be as cold as the last couple of mornings. And then during the day, more fabulous weather. We have mostly sunny skies and pretty pleasant afternoon highs in the mid-70s. Have a great Monday. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's 44th anniversary sale with everything store-wide on sale up to 44% off.
In Florida, we get storms, and as hurricanes become more intense, our beaches are taking the brunt of it.
That area there is one of the most erosive parts of the entire state of Florida.
Beach erosion affecting our tourism, local businesses, and impacts why so many of us live here.
Because this is a paradise.
Action News Jax investigates the staggering amount of your tax dollars spent on sand. Is your money just being washed away?
And eventually it won't work at all.
The Breach at the Beach, tonight at 6 on Action News Jax.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? Oh, I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. That guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. You can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move on your timeline with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. One of our clients, Ryan, said, Mark Spain Real Estate exceeded our expectations by helping us achieve significantly over our asking price. We received much more than we were anticipating, and we cannot thank Mark Spain Real Estate enough. We've been in business for nearly 30 years and have served over 58,000 satisfied clients, so we know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. and find out what your guaranteed offer will be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? Oh, I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
In Florida, we get storms, and as hurricanes become more intense, our beaches are taking the brunt of it.
That area there is one of the most erosive parts of the entire state of Florida.
Beach erosion affecting our tourism, local businesses, and impacts why so many of us live here.
Because this is a paradise.
Action News Jax investigates the staggering amount of your tax dollars spent on sand. Is your money just being washed away?
And eventually it won't work at all.
The Breach at the Beach. Tonight at 6 on Action News Jax.
Rich Jones here. Investing can be more about just filling a bank account. It's about having a secure retirement, protecting your family. Let DLP Capital help you to protect your why. Here's CEO and founder Don Wenner.
I started DLP Capital with an expectation that I could provide my family, my investors, my team members, and the families of my investors with awesome returns, limited volatility, and no losses, all while providing desperately needed affordable housing to the American workforce.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Attention sports fans, are you ready to take your game to the next level? Look no further than Best Bet. You can bet anywhere, but you'll definitely win here. Experience the thrill of sports like never before. With all the major games broadcasting live on our big screens and a menu stacked with your favorite foods and refreshing drinks, you're sure to find your winning ticket. Visit bestbetjax.com to learn more. That's bestbetjax.com. Bet anywhere, win here. Only at Best Bet.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is honored to recognize the service of our military personnel. To show our appreciation, O'Reilly Auto Parts is proud to offer a 10% discount on many items to all active duty, reserve, veterans, and their dependent family members. Exceptions apply. Get details at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901 if you want to jump in. About 20 minutes left to go for you to do so. And you'll have to wait another 22 hours before I grace your eardrums with this mess once more. We were talking to Kilkenny last segment about this nonsense that Rossini was writing about, maybe the Jags would trade Trevor Lawrence. And maybe they trade him to the Jets, who, by the way, are a franchise dumb enough to throw 4 first-round draft picks at somebody. They would be the first team to throw the next 10 years' worth of first-rounders at somebody. And then, of course, screw up whatever they did with Trevor Lawrence, so all of those draft picks would be in the top 5. I know this. I've lived through things similar to this. My Nets did something similar to this with the Boston Celtics.
Gotcha.
Just madness. But this is what I love about football, because it does feel a little lowly here in Jacksonville when your team is 2-9. It feels like you got a lame duck GM. It feels like you got a lame duck coach. It feels like you got an injured franchise quarterback. You just want to shut him down. Tank for Travie. All of this nonsense. It could be worse. You know I love my it could be worse. Normally I'm telling you it could be worse. You could be Will Levis. Brian, you told me that's not acceptable anymore.
I'm just saying you're going to have to watch your mouth if you keep playing the way that he played in this last game. You just got to watch your mouth. That's all I'm saying.
You think I've ever watched my mouth in my entire life? Could be worse. You could be a fan of either New York football team. It could be worse.
Could be worse.
It is a disaster out in New York. How about this? The Jaguars drafted Brian Thomas Jr. Seems like he's a great wide receiver. His teammate at LSU was Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors looked like a can't-miss prospect. And sure enough, he's come to the NFL, and he is that dude. His numbers might not look better than BTJ right now. There's been an issue getting him the ball, apparently. Very similar to Brian Thomas Jr., as a matter of fact, in that respect. Now, Malik Neighbors spent some time out because he had a concussion earlier this year. But he's been back for weeks. And really, since he's been back, it just hasn't been the same. Has not been the same. Week 2, Malik Neighbors caught 18 targets, 10 catches, 18 targets. Week 3, 12 targets. Week 4, 15 targets. Week 5 was a down week with 8. 13. Then 11. Then 10, then 9. And by the way, the 10 came in an overtime game where I don't think he was targeted until the third quarter. And then you see it happen again this week with Tommy Cutlets throwing him the ball.
Wow.
So they're talking to Malik Neighbors after the game, and Malik is hot. Not happy. Did he blame Tommy Cutlets? He did not. Who did he blame?
Go out there first, second quarter, don't get the ball, start getting targets at the end. I mean, can't do nothing. Start getting the ball when it's 30-0. What you want me to do?
Why in the first half are they not looking at you?
I don't know. Talk to Daves about that.
Talk to Dabes about that. Why are they not getting you the ball in the first half? I don't know. Talk to Dabes. Talk to Dable about that.
Talk to Daves.
Did you say something to the coaches at halftime?
She said, did you say something to the coaches at halftime? Because they did start to target him.
Is he eating something?
You know, it's a good question, Brian.
Okay.
I saw the video.
Oh.
I can actually give you the answer here.
But you won't?
No, I will.
Okay.
I will.
Afterwards?
Yeah, let's finish his statement.
Okay.
Did you say something to the coaches at halftime?
I mean, they know. They come up to me, ask me what plays I want. That was that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man.
He said, they come and ask me what plays I want. They just don't call my number. Now, what you're hearing, Brian, is intense.
Is that what that is?
That's intense.
Okay.
Because even though the Giants were getting beat 30-0, the real beatdown was courtesy of Malik Neighbors to that piece of gum he was chewing on.
Oh, it was gum. Okay.
Now, you should be familiar with that noise. We've heard it on this radio program before.
You okay?
We have. I've called it out a bunch of times. This is what it sounds like.
Go out there first, second quarter, don't get the ball, start getting targets at the end. I mean, can't do nothing.
That poor piece of Wrigley's just getting beat.
Can't do nothing. Start getting the ball when it's 30-0. What you want me to do?
That Hubba Bubba's on life support. You know when you've been chewing a piece of gum for like 9 hours, like chewing cement in your jaw?
Yeah.
Not Malik Neighbors. He's buzzsawing that thing.
Strong jaw.
Why in the first half are they not looking at you?
Listen to this reporter interrupting Malik Neighbors' gum chewing.
What you want me to do?
Why in the first half are they not looking at you?
I don't know.
He's just putting that gum through punishment. That gum owes him money. He's treating that gum like it didn't target him for the first 3 quarters of the game. Ask Dabes what kind of gum I'm chewing. Ask Dabes what flavor he likes, big league chew or not.
Yeah, this is a great reenactment right there.
I'm well versed in the noise. I've got experience. I've heard it. The point being, you saw Brian Thomas Jr. mad. You saw Brian Thomas Jr. do what his version of complaining about not getting the ball is. It was after the game. They asked him if he was hurt. He said no. They asked him why he didn't target him. He goes, I don't know. Like, which is preferable to you, Brian? A lot of people want that dog. They want that personality. They want that person. A lot of people think wide receivers, cornerbacks, they can be divas. That's not what Brian Thomas Jr. is.
If anything, those are mature answers.
From Brian Thomas Jr.?
From both
or
of
from
these guys.
Malik Neighbors?
From both of these guys.
Ask Dabes?
Yeah, because I'm not calling the plays. If it was somebody like just sticking me so tough to where I couldn't get open, I wouldn't say that anyway. But that's not the case. I don't know why. And if I do have an idea, like, hey man, the quarterback play is terrible, or everybody else on the offense is terrible, I'm not gonna say that either. The mature thing is to say, hey man, check with the head coach on that, because I don't know why. He gets paid to figure this stuff out. Ask him. I think it's a mature answer, honestly.
I don't.
Brutal gum chewing, though.
I think that's him trying to throw everyone but him under the bus.
What does he say then? In a perfect Aaron world where the response is, it's okay with you.
He says what he said, but he doesn't say it defensively like that. No, it matters.
Oh, again,
right, it matters.
All right, okay.
It
matters.
All right,
it matters. I cut you off. Please continue.
What it sounds like is what Brian Thomas Jr. sounded like. He's like, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't get me the ball. I'm not hurt. They didn't do a different defense. I don't know. That's fine. Ask Dabes. You're basically saying the play calling stinks. You put Tommy Cutlets out there. You got a whole Drew Lock who was lied to. You got Daniel Jones sobbing his way back to the parking lot.
Drew Lock is not the game changer. Sorry.
Certainly
he can
better
rap
than
Young
Tommy
Jeezy.
Cutlets.
He can't. Is he?
Yes.
He didn't get the start over.
No, he did not.
So I don't know if he's better than him.
Well, apparently New York was making a financial decision, which is why the locker room is mad.
Well, now that makes sense.
And it's nothing compared to the decision-making happening in the same building by the other team. The New York Jets might be the largest catastrophe in all of Major League Sports. Name a worse one. The Browns? No.
Carolina's gotten their act together the past 3 weeks, but
no.
Well, you're talking about over decades. I'm talking about this season.
History.
Yeah, and that's not fair. You guys started like in year one of the
in
AFL
year
or something.
0, God said, let there be light, except for shining on the Jets. Don't do that.
Stay dark over there.
Stay dark over there. So the New York Jets have been an absolute dumpster fire all year. They fire Robert Saleh. The defense gets mad about it. They put in Jeff Ulbrich, who clearly has no grasp on the team whatsoever. They trade for Devontae Adams and then immediately start talking about needing to cut the guy. A report comes out this past weekend that Rodgers and Woody hate each other now. Supposedly they were best buds. It's how Saleh got fired. Now apparently they hate each other. Now Woody is considering releasing Aaron Rodgers. That's not good for anybody. Oh.
Aaron Schachter.
Breaking news. I'm sorry. What's the breaking news?
It's not breaking news, but it's a break in your rant because there's a great question in the chat.
All right.
Sorry. Keep your point on your rant.
All right.
Got a question for you. Multiple choice.
Hit it.
From Pico.
This guy's been a star today in the chat. You guys don't realize there's a show within the show happening on that YouTube chat.
You really should do a spinoff. Okay.
I mean, I used to want to do a segment on Brent and Friends. It never really worked. I tried to bring it here, and then we only did it for a couple of weeks called What Did I Learn Today?
Yeah.
I think we could just do
What
a
did
Pico highlights. What did Pico learn today?
That's what I'm telling you, man.
I think we should do that. Let's steal his work.
All right.
Claim it as our own.
A multiple choice, Aaron Schachter. Which one do you choose?
Let's do it.
A, Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
B, Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
C, Tom Jones. Who are you choosing, Aaron Schachter?
For what?
It doesn't matter at
it
this
does.
point.
No, it completely matters. For instance,
no. Okay.
If it's playing quarterback in the NFL, I would go with Mac Jones.
Really?
Yes.
Quarterback in the NFL?
Yes.
Mac Jones.
Over Daniel Jones and Tom Jones, then yes. If the question is which one of these men can seduce the ladies, well, then it's not unusual for me to go with Tom Jones. That's all I'm saying.
So in no scenario do you pick Daniel Jones.
No. Which Jones would be best at bagging groceries? You go with Daniel Jones.
Oh, okay. There we go. I like that one. All right, Aaron Schachter. It was an impromptu multiple choice.
Which Jones should return $39.5 million of this year's salary?
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones.
Okay. Hold on. Good job. All right, Aaron.
Which Jones looked like he went to Jim Carrey's Dumb and Dumber barber? It'd be Daniel Jones.
After that man cried in front of everybody?
I'm so sorry. I don't want to make him cry again. That's my fault.
All right.
My bad.
All right.
It's okay to cry, Dan.
There you go.
All right.
I thought you had one more. I had my finger on the music just in case.
Give me a couple of minutes. I'll write some stuff. All right. Back to the Jets.
Yeah.
I forgot where I even was. I have a seizure when I'm talking about this.
I told you to keep your point.
I am incapable. So basically, Rodgers, you see all these leaks hitting the media, right? Joe Douglas gets fired. Then suddenly the story was leaked that Woody Johnson wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers week 4. So then Woody has to leak some stuff. And then Aaron Rodgers has to leak some stuff. Aaron Rodgers leaks that he's going to play in 2025 and would rather it not be the Jets. That literally leaked over the weekend.
Now, imagine coming in, destroying something that already destroyed, and just being like,
already
I want to
on
leave.
fire, and you're sitting there holding a lighter to it like a nut job.
Talking about, I don't want to be here anymore.
None of us do. Who does he think he is? No.
Pull a ticket, get in line.
The owner doesn't want to be there. The owner's about to hop a flight to London to be the ambassador for the next 4 years.
Oh, boy.
Nobody wants to be there.
Yeah.
The Jets. So then Woody leaks the story after Rodgers leaks the story he's going to play in 25, preferably not with the Jets. Woody leaks the story. Oh, Rodgers may get cut. Now what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
Big leaker over here.
You know what I mean?
Leak.
Woody's like, all right, you can make me look like a jerk. I still got billions, dummy.
Yeah, my leak's bigger than yours, my boy.
Your dead cap is like the tip on a bill that I leave.
Little leaker. Big leaker.
So then all this mess is happening over the weekend, and it's just making everything worse. Suddenly, now they're talking about cutting Devontae Adams. You're looking at Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and Jermaine Johnson, and everyone on the team going, oh, yeah, you have contract extensions we want to talk to you about.
Boy, Zach Wilson somewhere.
Hasn't played it down this year. Don't talk to me about Zach Wilson.
Whatever, Zach Wilson somewhere giggling.
He literally doesn't dress for the break. He sits behind Jared Stidham. I don't want to hear about Zach Wilson.
Giggling. That bonfire.
Saleh is giggling.
Nah.
Saleh is laughing so hard he had an asthma attack. Saleh's about to have a seizure from laughing so hard.
Saleh was really the glue, huh? Keeping this team together. Look at that.
So now you got the situation where both the Woody and Rodgers camp have now leaked that those guys are actually friends. You know who leaked it? Jordan Schultz. He did. He was like, hey, I know the reports you guys are reading, but these guys love each other.
I'm sorry.
He said, these guys love each other. This is Jordan Schultz.
What?
Jordan Schultz.
Boy, I know Mike Screen hate to see Jordan Schultz coming, boy. Mike Screen hate it.
He might be one of the people I have to apologize to this year. Yeah, he very clearly reported it. He said, Rodgers doesn't hate Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson doesn't hate Aaron Rodgers. Everything's fine in New York. Bring on Trevor Lawrence. What do you want me to tell you?
Wow. Oh, Aaron's not reporting.
Is that what I'm
a
doing?
possibility. Look at you.
Oh,
Look
my
at you,
goodness.
you traitor.
I would feel so bad for Trevor Lawrence. Just another in a long line of quarterbacks that the Jets would ruin.
Y'all gonna make Trevor go the what's my boy Andrew Luck route and just be like, you know what?
No, thank
you know
you.
what? Fine. Fine.
Trevor
Guys,
Lawrence
y'all
gonna
don't
hang
want
up,
me in the league.
He's
Fine.
gonna hang up the cleats at 24 years old. Be like, I got a baby to raise, guys. I'm not doing this.
I'll go be great somewhere else.
I got $275 in the bank. We're good.
Yeah.
Sierra and Schachter show. It's been a day. Just yelled for the last 10 minutes. All right, tomorrow we'll come back. We'll do 2 hours of show. It's going to be a fun time. Wednesday we'll do 2 hours of show. And then, like Naya said, we're gone. We're done Thursday and Friday. Shout out to Pico. Very funny lines. I'm sorry we didn't get to any. Brian, give me one funny Pico line that you loved. You got one pulled up?
Yeah.
I saw one. I'll give you one, and then you give me one. Here's my favorite Pico line in the chat. He goes, 2 of Dante Fowler's sacks were full of groceries that he threw in a lake.
Mine is I would trade Gabe Davis for a box of Stovetop.
Stovetop's no joke now.
And then Kilkenny said, I would trade Gabe and give them a box of Stovetop. I'm looking, Kilkenny, I see you out here piggybacking.
Look.
Killing Gabe Davis.
Meanwhile, I got to go find myself a Gabe Davis so I can get me some free Stovetop.
To be real with you.
I mean, I like me some Stovetop.
Stovetop on the line.
Shout out to Thanksgiving. We'll be back tomorrow, ESPN 690. Brian, anything tonight on the radio?
Monday Night Football starts at 7:30. The Harbaugh Bowl. Baltimore.
Some good
at
teams
LA
playing.
Chargers.
Actual
Yeah.
good teams.
Yeah,
Cool.
man.
We'll see you guys tomorrow on ESPN 690.
Thanksgiving. A time for family.
Hey!
Food. And football.
Now we talking.
And ESPN 690 has all things football happening Thursday with an NFL triple header.
Good answer.
The first game sees the Caleb Williams-led Chicago Bears take their talents on the road to meet the current class of the NFC, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. Coverage starts at noon. Then it's an NFC battle as the New York Giants head to Jerry World and take on the Dallas Cowboys. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m. And finally, after you wake up from your nap and make your 7th plate of food, Thursday Night Football hits the field when Tua and the boys from Miami head to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Coverage starts at 8 p.m.
Get your popcorn ready.
So this Thanksgiving, while you're gobbling up food, gobble up even more football. ESPN 690. Your home for the NFL Thanksgiving triple header.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
In Florida, we get storms, and as hurricanes become more intense, our beaches are taking the brunt of it.
That area there is one of the most erosive parts of the entire state of Florida.
Beach erosion affecting our tourism, local businesses, and impacts why so many of us live here.
Because this is a paradise.
Action News Jax investigates the staggering amount of your tax dollars spent on sand. Is your money just being washed away?
And eventually it won't work it out.
The Breach at the Beach. Tonight at 6 on Action News Jax.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people in North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades, and we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus, and you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposits totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
Coach Brian Daboll said he spoke with Malik Neighbors last night and again this morning after the star rookie receiver expressed his frustration following the blowout loss to the Buccaneers. He was among the players who called their efforts soft. Daboll disputed those claims. He said the guys played hard, played with effort, just didn't do enough. It's time for Giants ownership to step in, advises ESPN NFL analyst Herm Edwards.
Call the players in the room and stand before them and say, look, we have owned this team for the history of the Giants organization, and we will get this fixed. Give them some confidence that going forward after the season, we will fix it.
Herman, Freddie, and Harry. Former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones has officially cleared waivers and is now an unrestricted free agent. Sources have told ESPN that Jones prefers to sign with a playoff contender. NBA Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis plans to return from foot surgery and make his season debut tonight against the Clippers. U.S. goalkeeping legend Alyssa Nair